What is up, guys? Right here bringing you guys the MMBA Season 3 Week 8 match. Now, instead of having it in-game, I originally was going to have this match in-game. However, my opponent, again, I think I sent this in the team builder as well, my opponent does not have the game for some reason, so we're kind of forced to do a showdown the next 2 weeks. I'm hoping at least bring one more in-game match before the end of the season. That's what I'm at least hoping to do for you guys. I know a few of you guys wanted another in-game match for at least this league before the end of the season. Or I can just, if I make it to playoffs, I can just play playoffs in game, to be honest, if I need to do that as well. Okay, so my opponent, I'm just going to get right into this. My opponent brings a few things. I guess he brings kind of what I expected him to bring. I really did not expect the Stunfisk. I really did not. He ends up bringing the Stunfisk anyways. Not quite sure what it really was going to do. I'm assuming it's his rocker as well, since he needed a rocker, and Stunfisk can rock, I guess, and throw up stealth rock. That's probably the only thing he brought it for, I was assuming. If you guys do want to see my team builder and everything I went over and built this team and how I built it and my thoughts behind that, link that will be in the description, or you guys can find it on the channel. Also, feel free to drop a like down below. That'd be awesome. It really helps me out in the support. It's greatly appreciated. As for my team, or his team again, he does bring the Frozlast, which I kind of expected him to bring. It has a decent matchup against me, and I was assuming he was going to bring it for Mega Venusaur mainly. He does bring the Salamence. Wasn't quite sure if he's going to bring the Salamence just because I've been bringing the Alolan Ninetales like most weeks. My opponent does bring that as well, so he does have a few possible Z-Mons. I think Roserade, Salamence, and Meloetta could possibly be a Z-Mon, so I kind of had to scout there to whether Z-Mon, what one was his Z-Mon there, so it's going to be a bit of like a rough time scouting whatever his Z-Mon is, because he has a lot of different possibilities of what it could be on that team. He does bring the Stunfisk, like I said. I don't know why he brought it. I did not expect Stunfisk, but it really is, out of all the things he can bring, it's probably one of the things I can deal with the easiest, so I really wasn't too mad of him bringing it. It does like nothing to me, and with this team, it really gets bodied by things like Krookodile. Mega Venusaur comes on it every damn time. It cannot touch Mega Venusaur whatsoever, apart from like Sludge Wave or stuff like that, or Earth Power, I guess. Granted, if he's like defensive support set, which are most Stunfisk, he cannot be touching me no matter what. I can Synthesis stuff on him, I can Giga Drain him, kill him, do whatever I need to get rid of that thing. So it really wasn't that big of an issue. The only issue it really was Registeel, but I really wasn't too worried about it. So it does bring the Roserade. I was maybe guessing that it would be a Z-Mon with like the Psychium Z Extra Sensory. I actually thought Roserade got Psychic, but it only gets Extra Sensory, so I was assuming maybe that was his possible Z-Mon from the team preview. He does bring Meloetta as well. I was assuming it was maybe like a Calm Mind variant, judging by his team of Meloetta, and he brings Vaporeon, which I was assuming it was a team support with things like Heal Bell, Toxic, like pretty much standard. I really didn't see him running an offensive variant for this team or anything like that, either defensive or special defensive. That's what I was thinking, maybe for like things like Talonflame, Krookodile, to check those mons, stuff like that. So no Florages. My opponent's not bring Florages. No Volcanion, which is great. Kind of unfortunate he did not bring Mega Scizor. I actually really wanted him to bring Mega Scizor, just because I had such a good matchup against Mega Scizor, and I really wanted him to bring that, just because I had a set that really relied on him bringing Mega Scizor as well. Apart from that, we're just going to hop right into this match. You guys can see I do lead with Raikou. Pretty much my thought process was either he was going to lead with something like Salamence, or possibly like Frozlast, or maybe Frozlast or something like that, just to get up spike stack me. There was a possibility of Stunfisk. I really didn't. Stunfisk as a lead really didn't scare me too much though, because I can just go right on to Venusaur like I did. So if you led Stunfisk like I did, I just went right on to Mega Venusaur and get my Mega off pretty early in the game, which is always also very good and I needed to do. Turn that off. You guys can't hear because I'm on mute anyways, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Like that anyways, so I wasn't really quite sure what variant his Frozlast was either. I was assuming maybe it was like a spike stacking set as well. He does throw up rocks here, so we know he has rocks. I go for the Giga Drain here, or I actually go for, I think it's, yeah, I go for the Giga Drain right here. If I would have went for Sludge Bomb, this thing would have been 2 KO'd, and I could have got rid of this thing really early in the game. Sludge Bomb does a shitload, and we know he's offensive with Black Sludge, and we do find out that he actually has Black Sludge so he is not a Z variant. So we narrow his Z move mons down to either Meloetta or Salamence. Meloetta comes in right here. I kind of have to switch out here. I go out into the Latias, assuming he really can't touch me. I just go for the Wish here again. Assuming he either wasn't going to set up, there's a possibility of him like a Calm Mind variant as well. If he did that, I would have wished out right out into Krookodile and then started going to town, just because he really has nothing for Krookodile. If he was like a Calm Mind variant, less like Focus Blast if he had that, but if he was like sub Calm Mind, he would not have room for that. So it does go for the extra sensory again. I think I stay in right here. When I switch out, I actually go into the Latias again. My opponent doubles there, so props to my opponent for making a double. I'm not quite sure if he predicted that or not. Now right here, I was actually really debating. I don't know if this was. I'm not quite sure if Relic Song Meloetta is illegal. There's nobody that. I'm pretty sure nobody said it was legal, but I'm not quite sure if it is legal or if it's illegal. I just rolled with it in this match. I wasn't quite sure if having an extra form was considered against the rules, just because you draft Meloetta and you're not really supposed to use its extra form. That's considered pretty much like a different mon. If you look at Meloetta, it completely changed types. It goes into a normal fighting type. This is a Meloetta, I think P version or something, V or P version, or style or whatever you call it. Form, V or P form, I think is what it's called. Which pretty much brings it up to, I think, 128 speed. It gets a shitload more of attack, I think, and I think defenses are the same, but it's still, the typing changes, so I think it's, I'm not quite sure if it's legal or illegal, I don't know. I just rolled with it, I don't know. I just go with the punches here. I go for the protect here, and actually get the first turn wake up here, which is great. He does have the Shadow Claw, which is something he does reveal there, so at this point, since he's this kind of variant, I'm assuming he has like maybe close combat. There was also a possibility of, in the back of my head, that saying he might have this Titanium Z on this thing as well. He has Shadow Claw, he has Relic Song. I'm assuming he has maybe a more normal type move and maybe a fighting type move, but he probably does have a fighting type move, I assumed. So Latias getting very, very low here. I kind of wanted these rocks off the field, to be honest. I go out into Talonflame here, just because, now right here is actually where I'm in misplay. I did not know that the Meloetta form, the whatever form you call this, I think the fighting form, or again, like I said, P or V form, I did not know the speed on this actually went up to base 128, so if it went up that high, it actually outspeeds me by 2 base points, and I'm not investing in speed either way. I actually make a misplay here, and go for, just stay in and actually try, going for either for the, I think it was either for the Brave Bird or the bulk up on this thing, the Z bulk up or the Roost. It doesn't matter either way because he kills me, because I did not know it had base 128 speed. I go out into the Registeel here, debate whether he had a Z move or not. Now this here was probably one of the plays that really judged the game. Close combat is a 2-hit KO. Actually, it has a chance to 2-hit KO Registeel because I'm fully defensive. I think it's almost a 50% chance of a 2-hit KO, something around there, depending on his set, if he's Adamant or Jolly. I bait the Z move here. I was like, maybe this thing has a Z move for Registeel. He actually wastes a Z move right here. I sack Latias, which is probably the thing I wanted to sack anyways. Either that or would have been Talonflame. I keep my Registeel around. Now he cannot 2-hit KO me, otherwise he does go down. I have the Power Punch, which would be super effective since he's normal fighting type. He goes out into this thing. If it went for like the Iron Head there, this would have been gone. So Roserade is really overstaying its welcome in this match. He goes out into this again. I go for the Ice Punch. I get the Para. Doesn't really matter too much. Out of all the things I want to be paralyzed, it would be the Registeel, because it really doesn't matter. I'm slow the way it is. Go into Mega Venusaur here. Again, I go for the Giga Drain. I actually end up getting a low roll right there, which actually does matter a little bit, just because he can get a free hit off of me. He kind of has to go for the extra sensory right here, just because otherwise if he doesn't, then he's dead. So, I come in, I'm Choice Scarfed, I get the +1. He actually outspeeds me right here, which he's Choice Scarf Frozlast, which is very interesting. Choice Scarf Frozlast with Willow. Being burned kind of does suck, just because I'm not going to be able to hit things as hard like I can still hit Stunfisk for a lot of damage. Mints, if he's like Intimidate Mints, I can't hit it as hard. But from the point where the Frozlast is, I can kill it. And the Meloetta, since the Z move, I really can't do as much to it. So, kind of matters a little bit to get burned, but I'm still useful just because I'm Choice Scarfed and outspeeds his Meloetta, which is probably the biggest threat on his team right now. I get another low roll right here, just because Hidden Power Ice had a chance. It was like it did like 104 to like 90. I think it was like 94 to like 104. Get a low roll there, and then this thing actually ends up living and get a Dragon Dance. So I'm getting very, very unfortunate low rolls in this match so far, which kind of was pissing me off. It was making it really hard for me to come back in this match. Just because right now my opponent really has the upper hand with the Meloetta dual form, which is very hard to deal with for this team. I did not expect him to bring in dual form Meloetta, and he has Scarf Frozlast in the back, which kind of destroy me at this point. I do get a lucky freeze here, which I guess it really doesn't matter too much, just because he has Scald, so I guess it really doesn't matter. I go to Raikou here. Now right here is where I do kind of bring back the game. He goes for the Scald, which I can take easily. No burn, thankfully. I go for the sub right here, expecting him to either stack Elements or go out into the Stunfisk here. I go for the sub. If you would have went on the Stunfisk, I would have set it up to like +1, to be honest. Actually, I probably would have just killed it, just because I have Power Eyes and outspeed. And for the range Stunfisk would have been at, I would have been able to kill it. If he was like fully defensive. Goes for the Relic Song. He does take me out, but I get enough damage to the point where I can come in with Crocodile here, and it's going to be a roll again to where I do take this thing out. It did 44 to like 52%, even at -2. So again, I do get another low roll there, a slight low roll, which kind of does matter. I don't know, in this match I do get a lot of low rolls, which do cost me a few things. In the end, I guess it doesn't matter because I won either way. Spoiler, but could have had a high differential if I would have got that right there, actually, and I would have had my Crocodile still around. Venusaur looking very good at this point in the match. I just have to look out for Frozlast, which Frozlast, if he's Choice Scarfed, fully offensive, Ice Beam, has a chance to 2-hit KO. It's not a guaranteed 2-hit KO, so we can always take that out. And Stealth Rocks are up as well. I can only come in on Rocks 2 more times. I go into Registeel here. He actually goes for Psychic, which actually is a 2-hit KO. I think it actually does like 30-something or 40-something%, which I think it even does less. I think the Ice Beam.
Yeah.
I expect him to switch out into the Vaporeon here, and Vaporeon, and he actually ends up staying in. So my opponent's pretty much just saying GG at this point. He accepts the loss. I think that's what he's trying to say to me. So I just stay in, go out into the Registeel, pick him off with an Iron Head, and at this point, Vaporeon we know cannot touch me unless he has Ice Beam, and even if he does, it's not going to kill me from this range. I can Synthesis up all over this thing. Giga Drain, just clicking Giga Drain like 3 times, seals me the game here. My opponent loses no matter what at this point, unless he tries stalling me out of Giga Drains, which won't happen because I can try going for Sludge Bomb and getting Toxic off on him, which will matter a lot. So, okay, so it froze there for a bit. I'm not quite sure if you guys saw that. To apologize if it did. And we pick up a 2-0 over Sanford, so Serene Grace. Pretty good match. Next week we're actually going to be going against we will win my friend Tate, which is actually going to be a barn burner match. If you guys want to see that match and watch it live, follow us in the league. Definitely stay tuned for that match. It's going to be one hell of a match. Just because we know each other's play style and we kind of know how each other both play and stuff like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I will have another showdown live up here in the next few days as well. You guys have been crushing the support on that. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.